So let's go ahead and move on, y'all. I wanted to play this clip of Chilli. Y'all, I have disliked Chilli for a while now, and not like really, but just because like Jesus fanatic people, judgy people turn me off. And I mean, like, it was just, like she just, and she's entitled to be that way. I don't have to be around Chilli, but Chilli's like, disposition and way of being has always kind of irked me. And that's so upsetting because she was my favorite. Back in the day when me and my cousins used to pretend like we was TLC or SWV, bitch, I was always Chilli. Do you see these baby hairs? I was always Chilli. These baby hairs have been the same since I was a baby. Okay? I've always been Chilli. Take a good look at it. Look at it now.
Before reading the Bible all the way through, really studying, truly studying it, I didn't want to get married. Like, marriage seems like torture and bondage to me. I was like, yo, I don't want to do that. I was like, the same person.
She's like, I want to see him every day. And
Oh
like,
my gosh. I'm telling you,
which is probably why she acted as if she had, like, you had so many things that a man could not do because you didn't really want to be with nobody. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember she was on a dating show and the man couldn't eat, he couldn't smoke, he couldn't drink. He had to work out, he had to have a clean, like she was doing too much controlling or wanting too much control over the other person. And usually when people put all of those parameters in place is because they don't really want to be with nobody anyway.
It was just like, it really was scary to me.
Yeah.
And I think it was really scary to me because I still, before reading the word, understood that, God created marriage. So, I mean, it's serious. I took it that serious to not ever, marry during those years of my life. You know what I'm saying? And so, because I was like, because I know I'm gonna get a divorce. I know, I always say that. And I say, if I get married, I'm gonna have my lawyer on speed dial. I would say, and so I'm telling you, I said, and I meant those things with all of my heart and soul.
She was gonna have a PI available.
Yes, and but I was gonna say, hey, are you cool with that? And if he said no, then because he could do it to me, I have nothing to hide. And it'd be a problem. Like, okay, well then he's not. We can't do this. But so this was all. Yeah. This was all in my brain, right? So after reading, then I said, okay, Lord, if that's what you want, I want what you want for me. And if that's what you want, I say, you already know how I am. I'm special. I am. I'm a little different. Not like in a bad way. I'm different. And I'm like, so, and I just left it at that. I didn't, before reading the Bible all the way through, really studying, truly studying it, I didn't want to get married. Like, marriage seems like torture and bondage to me.
It pretty much is.
I was like, yo, I don't want to do.
I mean, in the Bible, like the version of marriage in the Bible, absolutely. And y'all know I don't believe that God created marriage. I think that's a lie. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, how would you know that God created marriage? You do know that people were alive for like thousands of years before the Bible was written. So how otherwise would they have known that they needed to be married? Like, it just, that shit don't make no sense. At the end of the day, marriage is a social construct. It's literally a contract between you, the government, and the people around you. That it's a social contract, a social and legal contract. But I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not going along with that. I don't feel like God really wanted you to be married like that. I don't. And I think y'all tell yourselves that because it's a hierarchy thing. I can feel better about myself if I'm married to somebody because in our society, being a wife puts you in some type of, upper level of this stupid fucking hierarchy that everybody thinks that they're in. And you're entitled to disagree. But at the end of the day, I feel like you can disagree with me, but the facts are you can't prove that that's not man-made. And I can prove that it is man-made. Okay. Because essentially a person has to say these things. No, if somebody's talking to God, God is talking to a person, and then a person is saying that shit to you. if that's how that's actually working. And when can you really trust if it's a person or if it's God? Like, y'all really just take things for the word that's been given to you. But like, be fucking for real. Okay? Be fucking for real. And you know what? It's not a lot about the rules of marriage. More so, I think it showcases in the stories being told about what wives are supposed to be and how they supposed to show up and all of that shit. But yeah, no, I definitely think people only feel like marriage matters so much because it gives people well, first of all, you're brainwashed to feel like it matters. And then also it gives you the space of feeling like you're better than somebody because you're a wife. As a wife, I know that this is a fact. Like, people can say whatever they want to, but the way people, oh, my husband and I'm a wife, and assuming that because a person may or may not be married, they should have a certain position on things. That's why people always be in comments talking out of their fucking neck to me, talking about, what about your relationship? I bet you ain't married. They say all kind of shit to me based on what they feel like a married woman's opinion should be. Like, I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, y'all. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be okay. But Chilli is not with Matthew Lawrence. And they just as cute as they want to be, y'all. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I love that. I love that they're together and that they seem to be really enjoying each other. Hold on, what's this?
When you look back, like certain situations, relationships didn't work out. When you see where you are,
shout out to Crystal XO.
Today, it's like, oh, I get it.
Right.
I understand.
Yeah.
When they say, when, you keep praying, God, please, please, and it doesn't happen later, you're like, thank you, Jesus, that, none of those things happen. And so it's hard to see that when you're in it because you just can't see, you're just blind as a bat.
But that's why it's good to have godly friends, because she could see
Right.
for me and I could see for her. And when she met my husband now, she was like, I told you. He was
Yep.
And when I met we met Matthew, but then we started talking to him. I was like, oh my God, he is the one that can appreciate and sees that in her. And she's one of the most genuine people you'll meet in entertainment. And he may be the only, he may even be more genuine.
I know.
That's hilarious.
Matthew is literally like a real amazing, just good, kind-hearted,
good guy.
He really is. Like,
and we love that because we love us some Matthew Lawrence. Okay, girl. As somebody that grew up TGF Fridays,
and it's just
boy means well, boy means well.
crazy to see how we grew in our relationship with God, and then they both showed up. And I love Matthew. She's crazy about Adrian. They have a hilarious relationship.
Okay, listen, let me say this. I love the fact that they're friends and that they were able to see that each other's partners were good for them. I love that. However, I don't know what being godly means in that context, because to me, without the attachment of religion, a person can simply just have good discernment. So when people say shit like that, I'm always like, but what does that really mean? Because you will dress it as if it requires somebody to be a Christian in order for them to be able to scope what's real and what's genuine. And I just kind of feel like y'all be in church heavy and don't be able to see that these pastors be hoes. So I don't know. Miko, what's going on, girl? Thank you for being a member for 17 months. Exactly. Me and my sister don't talk now because she can't handle that my husband and I are ethically non-monogamous. The patriarchy got them in a chokehold. Ooh. How y'all not going to talk about something going on in your marriage? That's weird. That's weird as fuck. I'd be like, if you don't mind the marriage that keeps you, listen. Y'all know I don't have time for that. Child. I don't have time for that. Lyric don't play about me, and I don't play about Lyric, child. But Chilli, I'm happy for her and Matthew. They look cute. I hope it works out for her, and I hope it remains a successful relationship for her, because I know she's been looking for a long time. So shout out to her.